There are some new hurdles for those with electric vehicles. It's a mix of broken charging stations and a shortage of people qualified to fix them. Our Xavier Walton joins us now from a charging station in South Florida. So what's going on? Why aren't these things working?
Well, Adrienne, that is a loaded question that we don't have too much time for. But this one here, as you can see, it is working. Cars are charging. But who's to say the one down the road isn't working? You might say, oh, hey, it's broken. We'll fix it. Not a problem. Finding someone to fix it, though, is proven to be an even bigger problem in the future.
As more Americans shift gears to electric, auto experts say prepare for a major speed bump. In addition to the sheer number of broken chargers, there's not nearly enough high-level electricians to actually fix them. Right now, there are more than 4,000 charging stations nationwide that are out of service, according to the Department of Energy. That's roughly 6% of the total number of public charging stations across the country.
The concern is that people are reporting that they aren't always able to charge, and so that means there has to be a network of repair and repairers, and that is the part that's not happening.
By 2030, to keep up with demand, America needs 142,000 more certified electricians. Problem is, the Bureau of Labor Statistics expects the electrician labor pool to shrink 14%. Another obstacle, finding trained electricians to fix EV chargers. Auto experts say there are a dime a dozen.
Because remember, this isn't the same thing as wiring a light switch in your home. This is a very specialized new type of thing.
While broken chargers have already become a pain in the neck for some drivers, not having enough electricians to fix them is keeping potential EV buyers at bay.
Unlike the gas station where you're there every week or every couple of weeks, and if a pump is broken, there's probably another one nearby that works. And, if it's a bad experience, you're at another gas station in another week. You have a lot of kind of bites at that apple.
Meantime, people leading the charge on the picket line of the UAW strike are concerned about the potential impact of electric vehicles. Right now, it's a huge part of union negotiations.
One of the concerns is that battery factories that will be manufacturing batteries here in the U.S. may not be unionized. That's one concern. Another concern is that the type of work done may change dramatically so that some people are aged out of their job.
And back out here charging our proverbial batteries. Adrienne, one thing that Brian also brought up at a gas pump, if it is broken, stations actually know how much money they're losing out on here at these charging stations. Not necessarily the same thing, so there's not that same sense of urgency.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.